What's up, guys? Grove here from Grove Construction, and today we're going to be going over the roadmap for Construction Simulator 2022. You'll notice, guys, that we've got a few things going on here with this roadmap. Let's break this down. Let's see what the roadmap's all about, because a lot of you guys are asking some questions. So here we go. Welcome to the official roadmap for Construction Simulator. Here we allow our plans of the game and list all the recent updates, plus everything that's still ahead of us. So there's plenty more to come out for Construction Simulator. Everything in this roadmap is in a constant work in progress state. We'll regularly update it with the latest details straight from the development team. Be aware that some of the content listed might move from one column to another. So we might have something here under construction that has to be moved back to planned. We might have something in plan that has to be moved back to featured wish list, something to be discussed. And of course, as these things get finished, we'll see things over here in the green, which is shipped. We're also working on regular updates to improve the game, fix bugs, and add new features. More detail will follow in time. So they will be updating this roadmap. I'll pin the link in the comments. I'll also have the link in the description. And you can find out more information by following the Astragon Discord server and the Construction Simulator Discord server. Here we also see the keys. What these labels mean. Shipped green label indicates the system has been shipped. Yellow under construction, orange level indicates that the work is on this item is underway. Planned, yellow label, indicates that this item is planned but no release window is set. And to be discussed, red label, this indicates that the item is up for discussion but not currently planned. So we're discussing it with the developers are discussing with the publishers are discussing with the licensors, and there's nothing solid yet. Once we see those red ones move into the yellow, then we know that the wheels will be turning soon on that item. So let's put our thinking caps on, guys, and let's break this down. Now we start with the shipped, and of course we have the official launch of the game and the hotfix. And let's see what the hotfix said. Implemented an option to turn the camera dynamic off before it could be set to low, medium, or high only. So I think this allows you to move the camera freely. Camera controls mouse, changing the default setting to always, so you can look around with the mouse without having to press and hold the button. This feature I do use sometimes, but I've been just so used to using the click and drag. You can also turn the mouse cursor off if you're playing on PC, so that you do not see the cursor when you're trying to play the game and stream or record any product that you want to share, any content that you want to share. Multiplayer server fix. Next to European servers, other regions are now open. Now, the players that had the 2-week early access and the 1-week early access know that while they were playing the multiplayer, there was only one server to choose from, and that was the Amsterdam server. As it stands today, September 25th, 2022, we are experiencing some other server issues, but of course, as they stated in the beginning of this, we're always working on regular updates, fixing bugs, and adding new features. So at no point should you guys fear that the developers have just dropped the game. It's going to take all of us to really support these guys as best we can, support the game that we've been waiting for so that we can see the future. Hotfix for the PlayStation, guys. VSync option to prevent screen tearing. VSync, turn it on. Implemented an option to turn camera dynamic, same thing. Camera dynamics turned off. Multiplayer server fix, okay, more servers as well. Very simple hotfix, just mainly had one thing in there for the VSync. I know PlayStation 4 and Xbox One Tier 1 users will have some issues with the game. As you can see, hotfix 1 for the Xbox is still planned for Q4, which is going to be the end of the year, and this could even get pushed back to Q1 of 2023, who knows. Update for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC is currently under construction and set for Q4. But again, this could change and go to Q1 of 2023 or even Q2 if it's becoming a pain in the butt. Let's see, there's no details here, just that Carson had added this, so there's an update coming already, guys. They're already on it, so if there's any concerns or suggestions that you guys have, please leave them in the Discord server. I'll leave the link in the description below as well, next to the link for this official roadmap that you can actually sign up for Trello and follow yourself. Performance improvements for Gen 8 consoles. So this would be Xbox One, PS4, yada yada. This is coming along as well, something they're working on to make the game more effective on these lower end consoles. The game if you've played the game, is gorgeous, especially if you have a very good PC and you can run it at max graphics and run everything at 100%. It's a beautiful game. Gameplay is divisive between people who are just casuals and people who are hardcore simmers, but for the most part, even the hardcore sim people can find an element of the game that they really enjoy, especially if they just take it seriously and play the game the best that they can. Also, you have to remember this game just launched, what, 5 days ago? This game just came out. So these things are being worked on as we speak. I mean, week one, they're already hammering down on the anvil, okay? Performance updates for the consoles. These consoles really set Construction Simulator back. A lot of PC players kind of notice certain things they don't like because of the consoles. But, you know, we're also reaching out to a market that we've always wanted to. I've personally always wanted to play on the console with my friends because that's all we have to game together. I have a PC for the reason to play CS 2015, but I have an Xbox to play with my friends. Now, I have friends on the PC, of course, with the Construction Simulator Discord, which you can join in the description below, as well as the Astragon server Discord, which is in the description below as well. That is official channel for any game Astragon-wise. Construction Simulator, the official fan forum for anyone that's into Construction Simulator or looking for multiplayer games. Multiplayer improvements ongoing. Click this watch icon here and keep an eye on it. So anything updates on your Trello app, it'll tell you, hey, this just got updated because you're watching it. Key bindings for D-pads in the consoles. I didn't know that this was an issue, but fortunately they see it, they hear you, and they're going to fix it. PS4, PS5 game save transfer. This is going to be great for those who are on the PlayStation 4 currently who cannot get their hands on a PS5 because of shortage. Once you get your hands on a PS5, you can transfer your save to the PS5 and then enjoy Construction Simulator at its best on console. At its best on console for sure. Cargo physics reduced snapping. Some people, like I said, the hardcore sim guys, do not like how cargo snaps. Sometimes it can be kind of buggy where it snaps and it flings it around. I've had a little bit of issue with that, but never as bad as some people might say. Reduced snapping, which is just the item snapping into place with its collider box or its shadow box or its physics box, whatever you want to call it. I call it a shadow box because it's a pale shadow of the item that you're setting. The reduced snapping is going to help those players who are hardcore sim fans get a little more immersion out of the game. That should also help with immersion. Bug fixes, of course, normal. We could watch this all day long and see what kind of bug fixes pop up, what they fix, what they find. This is normal game stuff. The game's not broken. But then when you have thousands and thousands playing the game, there's going to be some things that are going to pop up. Traffic system improvement. So we know CS15 didn't have the greatest traffic, nor did CS2 or CS3 for mobile. But traffic was not the main focus of Construction Simulator, so why do we care so much? The only problem is that sometimes traffic can get a little goofy, crashing into each other, pulling out in front of us, hitting on the brakes as soon as they do. So traffic system improvements should improve the gameplay performance for players who like to have traffic on. Personally, I turn it off. I don't want to be bothered with traffic unless I'm looking for some level of immersion, and really all I care about, like I said earlier, is the construction machines. Adding more information into the tutorial. I'm not sure what more information they need to add, but maybe a video on tutorial will be better. I'm not sure. So maybe what we'll do is we'll do a tutorial video and try to break down the game for people in a way that's easier to digest and understand. Coffee break and skip night feature. So like SnowRunner did not have the skip night feature in multiplayer. I think some people don't like nighttime in games for whatever reason. It might be the lighting. I noticed in my game, I don't have the greatest computer, but at night the flashing lights have like a flame trail behind them at night. And then coffee break, I think, skips you forward in time. So you have the option to change to day or night with this update here. Again, set for Q4, so the end of this year, possibly. But if not, if it's not done, it'll get slid over to this column here in the yellow. GPS navigation improvements. I'm not sure what GPS navigation improvements need to be made. Maybe bugs. I'm not sure, but they're coming out Q4 as well. Improved head movement in cockpit for better view on mirrors for the PC. Cool. Yeah, cool. Improved head movement in cockpit, because I try to use cockpit view, and I love to use my camera and just move my head around inside the cockpit to get a better view, especially for my videos if I'm creating content for you guys to watch. So this improved head movement in the cockpit view, I'll be excited to see that come out in quarter 4, possibly in this update number 1. Well, I actually no, because it would be quarter 3. This should be coming out soon. Okay. Look back feature for ego perspective in cockpit view. The look back view I found very annoying in CS3 because it would turn on after I think a second and a half or 2 seconds of going in reverse in the vehicle. I didn't realize how much I actually liked the feature once I didn't have it anymore. In Construction Simulator, when you're backing up, of course you're not looking behind you, and if you try to turn around and look behind you, the camera snaps back forward, especially if you have camera dynamic turned on still. So look back feature should be cool. I know my trick for look back feature to beat that 1.5 or 2 second interval is just press the gas, and then I could always just keep my head locked in any position that I wanted to. Sometimes the look back view, like I said, was kind of annoying, and especially if I was just trying to use my mirrors to back up and I didn't want to do the whole turn around and look out my back window kind of thing. If you played Construction Simulator 3, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Improved driving behavior when steering with keyboard. I did hear someone complain today on the Discord channel about the driving. I haven't experienced it myself with the keyboard. I've been using the steering wheel. Of course, there is kind of a dead zone issue, something that they're going to try to add to the game as well to help with steering wheel people. I've just kind of gotten used to it, and I just drive accordingly. Chinese voiceovers, okay, and this is all set for quarter 4. These 5, or I'm sorry, not these 5, but let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 updates set for quarter 4. Moving on to the yellow label, which is planned but has no release date. These things might be sitting in quarter 4, but I'm pretty sure they're going to move over to 2023. This could even be saying quarter 4 of 2023 since it's all within a year. So they're saying Q4, but since it's yellow, 2023. PS4, PS5 Invitations via friend list. Vehicle DLC. I've already been watching this one. I'm ready to see what vehicle DLC they bring out. No planned release date yet, but it is being worked on. It is there. In fact, when we went through the README of the game, when we went through the game files, we did find some DLCs in there. I'm not going to say what they were because it was during the beta. More options to individualize your simulation experience. There you go. This is catering towards those hardcore sim fans that were having such a hard time with the game on release. Again, which was released 5 days ago as of this video's recording. Task assignment to coworkers in multiplayer. That's going to be really cool. And I think in our Discord channel, I wanted to make roles where you could cement truck driver, excavator, dump truck driver, crane operator, and get a list of players who solely want to do that in a job, who solely mastered that skill in Construction Simulator and want to be on a team to fulfill that role. The task assignment to coworkers in multiplayer, whether this be the coworkers that are computer AIs that do the work for you, which would be cool because you get multiple construction sites going at the same time, or if you're assigning jobs to the people who joined your game. That's going to be pretty cool. I'm watching this one as well. I want to see what they do, and if I could leave a comment, I would leave a comment. Visual improvements for securing vehicles on low loaders. So currently we have bungee straps. We would like to see chains. That's what this is. Option to customize the color of trucks. So this is another one that a lot of players have wanted, the customization of vehicles. They've always said that it's possible, but they weren't able to get it done before release of this game. So they are still working on it. It just doesn't have a release date yet. Still waiting again for answers from the licensors and of course approved colors, basically. So option to customize the color of trucks. MAN, Scania, Mack trucks, the Kenworth, and the W Builder ones will be easy. I'm sure the W Builder devs will definitely say, yeah, you can change the vehicle colors. Dead zone settings for joysticks. I use joysticks. Don't have any issues yet with the dead zone, but of course with the steering wheel, I do have a little bit of issue. It's fine. I figured it out. Just kind of adapt to the gameplay and drive accordingly. Mission modding. So this is a cool one because a lot of people want mods, and mission modding would be a lot of fun because it creates an endless diversity of jobs to do in the game. So you could probably complete the whole campaign, and like I said in a previous video, it might take you like 100 hours or even more to complete the whole game. Earth manipulation improvements. So this again goes with the soil manipulation that we have. So there's some issues, some bugs that we found that we didn't see in the beta test. Also, we want to see like a smoother dig. We want to see deeper digs. I liked the mechanics in CS15. I just didn't like the stalactites coming out of nowhere, or stalagmites. So earth manipulation improvements is another one that I definitely want to keep an eye on and see what's going on with that. Any updates with it, any release dates for it, patch notes, things like that. I'm really excited to see what goes on with that one. AI helper for roadworks to move truck along your machines. I can't believe this wasn't in launch. I don't know how we didn't pick this up in the beta, but it's something that a lot of us were confused why it wasn't in the game, and I'm going to watch this one as well. A lot of people love roadworks. Personally, I don't care for it too much. It is fun to plane a road a couple times, but I think for me the compacting and the asphalt paving is the most boring part of roadworks, so I don't do too much of it. There's a lot of people who specifically have been asking for roadworks for a long time in Construction Simulator. They finally got it on a PC version, but the AI helper is not to be found. And this could be a blessing in disguise, because maybe we'll get an AI helper that's actually a little more competent than the one we had in CS2 and CS3. No offense to the guy that developed that AI. It's great, and of course now we miss it. We would take that over nothing. But still, this looks like something that they're trying to work on to make more intelligent, to make for the future games as well. And that could go along with the AI traffic being updated, the AI traffic improvements as listed here. Let's see. Traffic system improvements. So traffic system improvements might actually help set the standards for AI helper for the roadworks. Interchangeable attachments for excavators, something a lot of people wanted again. We discussed this in one of our interviews with the developers. It's something to do with a lot of models. I don't know how they're going to pull it off or what they're going to do, but it's something that they're willing to look at. Just doesn't have a release date, which is very exciting because it's not over here in this column. Of course, this could go over to this column, but right now, guys, it's in this column, which means that they're really strongly discussing it and trying to figure out how to implement it into the game. So interchangeable attachments for excavators will be pretty exciting for a lot of players who love soil manipulation, especially if earth manipulation improvements come out before or at the same time as this interchangeable attachments. Of course, that might also include a lot of new bugs for us to find and report, but still, two very exciting things to see in the yellow column. Hopefully one day we get to see them move over to the orange column, and then of course it will be great to have them in the green column. Shared company and multiplayer. I played some multiplayer games, and I'm sure if you've watched this video you might have as well. The multiplayer is kind of interesting in the fact that when you make money for their company. I don't know if you make money for yourself. So I thought the idea was that when you join a multiplayer game, you're basically helping their company as a worker, as an employee of theirs, and not as a mogul that's going to make money off of his construction projects. So shared company and multiplayer sounds like the idea is you join a multiplayer or you create a multiplayer game, but you're starting a brand new company and you have to bring friends in to help you build that company up by completing contracts together with that company in multiplayer, and it would be a different company for every player because they would all have their own online company persona. And I said company a lot there. That was way too many times. Shared company and multiplayer is going to be a pretty cool update that I would really like to see. I would like to see where it goes. I'm praying again that it doesn't end up over here. I think this would be an easy one to move over here, but we'll see. I think that's a pretty cool idea. Manual labor, digging, compacting, concrete pouring. I don't know why people want this in Construction Simulator, but you know what, to each their own. But this is something they're considering, guys. And if you asked for interaction in Construction Simulator before, and I've seen it all over the Construction Simulator Facebook for years, since CS2 was announced, you're finally going to see it come in this game. So if you're not happy with the game right now, if you're not satisfied with the current state of Construction Simulator, just know that if this is one of the reasons you're not, it's coming. So be patient, have faith and just hang in there. Give us some help. Give us a hand. Manual labor, of course. Shared company multiplayer, of course. I'm going to keep an eye on this one and see what happens with it. I'll do any updates for you guys. Refuel maintenance vehicles on a construction site. Yes, we definitely wanted to see this. It's kind of cool that they brought this feature into the game. We never thought that it would have been brought in the game, but they did bring it. And now some people are kind of having an issue with it. So, yeah. I think it's a cool feature. I think it's great for the company. I think it adds another element to the finance cycle. Map extension campaign DLCs. Map extension? What? And I could see campaign DLCs because the way they have it set up, you could easily add more AI characters into the game that have their own unique campaign path. And even have like a second finale mission. You know, that'd be really cool. I'm really excited to see where this goes. Again, another vehicle DLC. Emotes for players. This is something a lot of us on the Discord discussed, especially in-game with each other and with the developers as well. Emotes for the players, like, you know, crane down, hook back, you know, signals, things like that. Even if it's like waving or dancing, let's hope nothing silly. Like I don't want a Fortnite in Construction Simulator, but we do want something that's going to make the game more immersive for players, especially sim players, and yet easy enough to handle, like a context wheel that we have already for regular arcade players and casuals like myself. Additional character customization. Yes, this would be great. I love character customization in my game. In fact, one of the first games I ever loved was like a WWF game when I was in 5th grade. Because, and I didn't even watch wrestling, I only liked it because I could make my own character. So this list is to be continued. There's many more things to come in this list here, which is exciting to see that because we have 4 more things over here that need to go to that list. And then from this list, they need to go to this list. And then from this list, we need to see it in the green. So vehicle modding, number 1. This is the one thing that a lot of people want. We want to see it. It's going to be hard to do. The developers discussed this in one of my videos. You can find it in my channel. It is not easy for them to do this, but they are going to work on it. Same with supporting eye tracking like Track IR. We also want to see this in the game. Again, another thing that they're working on. Some of the developers have been working on already. So very exciting. Weather and seasons, something I've been asking for since CS2 in 2016. So if we ever see this, hallelujah, that will really make another awesome immersion in the game. We can actually use our windshield wipers, maybe. And destruction and demolition, of course, another thing a lot of players have wanted. Me personally, could do without, I don't care. But there's a lot of players that want to see this in Construction Simulator. So I don't know if we will see it, but it's there. It's a feature wish list. It means that they know that you want it, and they're going to find a way to make it work if they can. If not for this game, CS or Construction Simulator, then maybe for the next game. So again, you guys need to help support the game that we currently have because the developers poured a lot of heart and soul into this, blood, sweat, and tears, and the publishers have also poured their heart and soul into the keyboards to help keep us tame and to curb our expectations. And let me tell you, my expectations are exceeded. I am honestly happy with the results. I'm not so happy that the consoles aren't working the way that I wanted them to, but I'm still very impressed with the results of the game. So the known issues: performance on Gen 8 consoles. In some game situations, the performance may drop. Further optimizations are planned for the future updates. Optimizations really hurt the PC version of this game. So you Gen 8 console guys, you tier 1s like myself, screw you. But they are still working on the game, so don't worry, you're not left out in the dust. Traffic system needs to be improved for an even more realistic gameplay experience. Improvements already under construction will come via update as soon as possible. If you should get stuck in traffic jams too often, reduce the AI traffic density in the games and setting menus. Like I said, I just turn it off. I don't want to be bothered with the traffic. Multiplayer. If a player joins a multiplayer session while missions are running, this may cause sync issues. Walk around, end your current missions before inviting additional players. I personally like the way that we join multiplayer games now. It's much better. If you played CS 2015, you know this the pain. But this new way is really awesome. If you do find an issue with joining a game, of course, they're just suggesting that you skip the current task, cancel the contract if you really want to. and that should help the players sync up. Because of a bug, mirrors on PS5 and Xbox Series X can't be activated right now. This will be fixed as soon as possible. If you're going to complain about the mirrors not working in Construction Simulator, let me just remind you that SnowRunner, a bigger studio, a stronger engine, arguably a stronger engine, didn't launch with working mirrors. They had to launch that stuff like 3 months after release. So I hope no one frets that the mirrors don't work in these consoles. On PS4, Xbox One, and Xbox Series S, there are no active mirrors in cockpit view. This isn't a bug. They got deactivated intentionally due to the performance impact on the consoles. So this was another version of the optimization we were talking about. Fortunately for PC players, we didn't have to take that hit, but you guys did, and that's nothing against you. It's just that the game is so magnificent that they had to like dumb it down for the consoles. So going forward, now that we don't have to dumb it down for these older consoles, my console included, so don't get offended, they can expand the game and make it bigger and better and broader and beautiful. I mean, look at all these things right here. These are coming as soon as we can get unchained from the older console generations. On consoles, VSync isn't active yet. We will introduce an option to activate or deactivate it in the game setting apps. Was it for PlayStation? VSync option. So the VSync for the PlayStation was released, but they're still working on Xbox. I'm sorry, guys. When using a Sept farming wheel or a Logitech heavy equipment wheel, it seems like the camera mode switch can't be assigned to the wheel's joystick buttons. We are already investigating this issue in detail and will try to find a solution as soon as possible. Sorry guys, I mean that's a weird one. I don't think you should just keep your camera mode switched to your keyboard, I guess. I personally kept my keyboard as my secondary. I had my wheel and my steering and my joysticks as my primaries. Personally, I just use the keyboard for some of the functions like actions and moving, jumping, and also for switching the camera view. So with that, guys, it's going to wrap up the roadmap discussion with the SciTech farming wheel and Logitech heavy equipment wheel. I hope those things get fixed soon. I could see them certainly getting put in the first patch that comes out. We'll be very excited to see how these things move around on the list. I know there's a few features that people would love to see added to this list. So if you have any suggestions, leave them at the Discord channels of Astragon or Construction Simulator. And again, those links will be in the description and pinned to the comments. Grey Wolf from Grey Wolf Construction, signing out. See you guys on the construction site.